Imagine holding a coin in your hand, a coin so rare, so coveted, that it could transform your financial world in an instant. You might think it's impossible, that only millionaires and seasoned collectors have access to treasures like this. But today, I'm about to reveal something that could change everything: the 1992p Washington quarter, a coin that has quietly captured the attention of collectors and investors across the nation, currently valued at an astounding $978,000. Yes, you heard that right, nearly $1 million for a single quarter. But before you start thinking this is just another story of a coin, let me take you through why this specific piece isn't just rare, it's a phenomenon now. You might be wondering, what makes a quarter, something we use daily without a second thought, suddenly worth nearly $1 million? And here's where most people get it wrong. It's not just the age, not just the mint mark, it's the story hidden in the tiniest details, the kind of details only a few ever notice. But don't worry, I'll break it down for you, piece by piece, so you understand why the 1992p Washington quarter has become the holy grail for collectors. Let's start at the beginning. The year was 1992, a year of transition in history in the United States. While the world was busy moving on, a few coins were quietly minted at the Philadelphia Mint with a precision that would later become legendary. The 1992p Washington quarter looked like any ordinary coin at first glance. But for those trained to notice the imperceptible, the mint mark and subtle minting anomalies reveal a story of rarity and exclusivity. Think of it like finding a vintage wine in a modern supermarket. Most people pass by, unaware they're staring at a masterpiece worth a fortune. And here's a thought: if a single coin can quietly sit in your pocket or drawer for decades, accumulating potential millions, what else might be hiding in your own home? Could a simple, overlooked coin in your collection or even a dusty jar of quarters be the key to unimaginable wealth? It's not just a possibility, it's a reality that collectors like you are already cashing in on. And now, here's where it gets truly fascinating. Collectors and numismatists have discovered that certain 1992p Washington quarters were struck with rare characteristics, making them extraordinarily valuable. These coins are not only in high demand, they are practically hunted by collectors worldwide. And let me be honest, opportunity doesn't wait. Each day, these coins are exchanged in private sales, online auctions, and collector networks. Every moment you hesitate, someone else is claiming a piece of this rare legacy. And yes, you might ask, how could a quarter, something so common, hold such astronomical value? That's exactly why this coin commands attention. It challenges every assumption you've ever had about ordinary money. Suddenly, your spare change isn't just spare change, it's a potential ticket to wealth that most people overlook. Imagine the thrill of realizing that the coin sitting unnoticed in your drawer could be worth hundreds of thousands, or even approaching $1 million. Exciting, isn't it? And here's a funny thought: what if you bought a coffee yesterday and tossed a quarter into the tip jar, only to realize today that it was the exact 1992p mint mark coin that could have made you rich? That's the kind of story that makes you laugh, and then immediately check every coin you own. But here's the most important part: the value of this coin isn't just monetary, it's a testament to timing, knowledge, and the thrill of discovery. This is why serious collectors are willing to pay nearly $1 million for a single 1992p Washington quarter. And here's a secret: these coins are becoming harder and harder to find, and the market is moving faster than ever. One slip, one hesitation, and someone else could walk away with the fortune that could have been yours. So, what should you do if you think you might already have one of these coins? First, don't panic. But don't wait, either. Have it examined by a certified numismatist, verify its authenticity, and prepare to step into a world where a single coin can change your life. Every corner of the collector market is buzzing, and the demand is insatiable. It's not just a coin, it's a legacy, a tangible piece of history, and a potential key to wealth. Before we end, here's a thought to leave you on edge. How many coins like this are sitting unnoticed in drawers, boxes, or old collections across America? How many people are unknowingly sitting on a fortune, while the savvy few cash in and live the lifestyle most dream of? The answer might shock you. And that's why the 1992p Washington quarter isn't just a coin, it's a symbol of opportunity, and the door to wealth is only open for those who act. Whether you're a seasoned collector or someone just realizing the power of rare coins, remember this: sometimes, extraordinary wealth hides in the most ordinary places. Keep your eyes sharp, your knowledge sharp, and your instincts sharper. Because the next time you hold a coin in your hand, it might not just be money, it might be your ticket to $1 million legacy. If you want, I can also create a timed breakdown with visual cues, music cues, and pattern interruptions. Imagine holding a piece of history in the palm of your hand, a small, unassuming coin that could turn your financial world upside down. Today, we're diving into the story of the 1988 D-Mint Mark Washington quarter dollar, a coin that has quietly captured the attention of collectors and investors across the nation. On the surface, it might look like any other quarter, but its rarity and unique characteristics have propelled its market value to an astonishing $967,000. Yes, you heard that right, nearly $1 million for something most of us pass by in our daily lives without a second glance. You might be wondering, how can a single quarter hold such immense value? The answer lies in a fascinating combination of history, minting anomalies, and market demand. The 1988 D quarter is not just a coin, it's a symbol of opportunity, a rare gem that only a few discerning collectors have recognized. And here's the truth, millions of Americans are sitting on coins that could transform their lives, yet they don't even know it. Picture this: what if the change jingling in your pocket today could be your ticket to a seven-figure payday tomorrow? Sounds like a dream, right? But it's closer to reality than you might think, and now, let's take a journey into why this quarter has captured such attention. The 1988 D Washington quarter was minted during an era of high-quality strikes, yet a handful of coins emerged with characteristics so rare that experts have called them the holy grail for modern collectors. What makes this coin particularly unique? It's a combination of minting precision and scarcity that cannot be replicated, creating a perfect storm in the numismatic world. And here's a fun thought: imagine explaining to your friends that a coin, worth 25 cents at the grocery store, could suddenly be valued close to $1 million. They'd probably ask if you were joking, but you wouldn't be. But here's the twist: not every 1988 D quarter commands such value. The coin that sells for this extraordinary amount is highly specific. Factors like its minting anomalies, condition, and historical significance all converge to create this rare opportunity. And here's where things get even more exciting: these coins are vanishing from circulation. Every day, fewer of these prized pieces remain in private hands, creating an urgency that collectors and investors feel acutely. If you think finding one is improbable, think again, but act too slowly, and it might already be gone. Let's pause for a moment. Imagine walking into your attic or rummaging through an old coin collection and finding a quarter that could make you a millionaire overnight. The excitement, the thrill, the disbelief, these are the emotions that every collector dreams of. But here's a humorous thought: don't go checking your couch cushions just yet and tell yourself, oh, it'll be a lucky quarter. Luck plays a role, but knowledge and timing are what truly separate the millionaire collectors from the everyday coin hobbyists. And speaking of timing, the market for rare coins like the 1988 D Washington quarter is hotter than ever. Collectors are competing aggressively, auctions are seeing unprecedented bids, and the demand shows no signs of slowing. You might ask, why now? Because the window of opportunity doesn't last forever. Each day that passes without securing these coins is a day closer to missing out on a life-changing asset. Imagine telling your grandchildren that you once had the chance to own a piece of numismatic history worth nearly $1 million, and you let it slip. That's a fear no collector wants to face. And now, here's a little-known fact that will make your pulse quicken: some of the highest-value 1988 D quarters aren't just rare, they're essentially one of a kind. Mint errors, exceptional preservation, and perfect strikes converge to create coins that become legendary overnight. And here's the cliffhanger: there's one element collectors obsess over that can make a quarter leap from ordinary to nearly priceless, and it's something you might already have in your own collection. Curious? You should be, because understanding this secret could change everything. In conclusion, the 1988 D-Mint Mark Washington quarter isn't just a coin, it's a gateway to wealth, history, and prestige. Its staggering value of $967,000 reflects not only its rarity but also the unrelenting demand from a market that values uniqueness above all else. For those willing to act decisively, who recognize opportunity when it knocks, this coin offers more than financial reward, it offers the thrill of holding a true treasure. And the reality is, the next coin that could change your life might be sitting quietly, waiting for you to notice. Will you be the one to discover it before someone else does? If you want, I can also create a second version with even stronger pattern interrupts and cliffhangers every 60 to 90 seconds, so your audience stays hooked for the full 10 minutes. Imagine holding a coin in your hand that could change your life forever. A small, seemingly ordinary piece of metal, yet worth nearly $1 million today. Sounds unbelievable, right? But for collectors and investors in the know, the 1990 Washington quarter is not just a coin, it's a hidden treasure waiting to be claimed. Before you scroll past, consider this: millions of Americans have old coins tucked away in drawers, forgotten jars, or dusty albums. And among them, some might be holding a fortune that could rival anything on Wall Street. The 1990 Washington quarter isn't just a coin, it's a symbol of rare opportunity, and it could be yours now. I know what you're thinking: a quarter worth almost $1 million? Really? Yes, really. But before we dive deeper, here's a little question for you: have you ever looked at something so familiar and realized it might be hiding a secret? That's exactly the case with this rare 1990 quarter. And by the end of this video, you might see your collection in an entirely new light. Let's unravel the story behind this rare gem. The 1990 Washington quarter was minted at the Denver Mint, a piece of everyday currency that most people never thought twice about. But here's the twist: some of these quarters were produced with a precision and condition that elevates them into the rarest category of collectible coins. It's a perfect storm of scarcity, demand, and historical significance. Now, you might be wondering, what makes this particular quarter so valuable? Well, it's not just the mint mark or the year, it's the condition, the rarity, and the story it carries. Collectors are hunting these coins aggressively because every coin tells a story of American history, craftsmanship, and a little touch of serendipity. Imagine attending an auction, and this very quarter comes up for bid. Suddenly, everyone in the room is holding their breath, because the value of this coin isn't just in dollars, it's in the prestige of owning something almost mythical. But here's the kicker, and something most sellers don't realize: timing matters. Demand for rare coins like the 1990 Washington quarter has exploded in the past decade. People are investing millions into rare coins as tangible assets that can outperform traditional investments. And that's where fear and excitement collide. The coin sitting in your drawer could be worth a life-changing fortune, but only if you act now. Tick-tock, the market waits for no one. Why now? You might be feeling that pulse of excitement, that little spark of what if this is in my collection? And here's the part that could change everything: this isn't just about owning a rare coin, it's about stepping into a world of wealth, opportunity, and legacy. Imagine selling or trading this 1990 quarter at a top auction, watching the numbers climb on the screen, knowing that one coin could redefine your financial freedom. Here's a thought: if you had a coin that could sell for $968,000 today, would you still let it sit unnoticed? Many collectors never realize the full potential of what they hold until it's too late. That's why the 1990 Washington quarter is in such high demand, because those who know, act, and secure their fortune first. And before we end, here's a little pattern interrupt. Did you know that some people have thrown away quarters like this, thinking they were just change? Yes, actual $1 million quarters have vanished because their owners didn't recognize the value. Don't let that be you. So, what's next? If you've discovered a 1990 Washington quarter in mint condition, it's time to get it appraised by experts who understand the market. Every day you wait is a day someone else could seize this rare opportunity. The journey of this coin from ordinary currency to extraordinary fortune is waiting for you to take the final step. Stick around, because in our next video, we'll reveal some of the rarest coins ever sold, including one that fetched over $2 million, and you won't believe how common it looked at first glance. If you want, I can also write the full 10-minute spoken version with exact timing cues, voice modulation suggestions, and pauses so it feels cinematic and keeps viewers hooked. The moment you hold a coin in your hand, it's easy to dismiss it as mere change. But what if I told you that the small, unassuming Washington quarter minted in 1986 at the Philadelphia Mint isn't just a coin, it's a key to unimaginable wealth? Today, we're diving deep into the rarest of rarities, a coin so extraordinary that its current market value isn't measured in dollars, but in hundreds of thousands, $965,000 to be exact. Yes, a single quarter, worth nearly $1 million. And before you think this is just hype, stay with me, because what I'm about to reveal could change the way you see every coin in your pocket. Picture this: the year is 1986. The world is changing, technology is advancing, yet in the quiet corners of the Philadelphia Mint, a few coins were struck that defied ordinary expectations. Among them, the 1986 Mint Mark Washington quarter emerged as a silent guardian of wealth. Most quarters are fleeting, passing from hand to hand, barely noticed. But this coin, rare, flawless, and striking in its uniqueness, was destined for something far greater. Imagine holding in your palm a piece of history that collectors are practically fighting over today. And now, let me ask you, how often do you pass a coin without thinking twice? What if I told you that the very quarter you used for coffee this morning could be sitting in your drawer, quietly worth nearly $1 million? Don't laugh, it happens more often than you think. In fact, some collectors have stumbled upon these coins in the most ordinary places: rolls of quarters at the bank, dusty collections in attics, even forgotten jars in grandparents' homes. And here's the kicker: the moment you recognize it, the world suddenly shifts. Because unlike ordinary coins, the 1986p mint mark quarter is in extremely high demand, sought after by the wealthiest collectors, investors, and even museums. But why is it so valuable? The answer lies in rarity and perfection. A slight error, a specific die mark, and meticulous preservation transform an ordinary coin into a treasure. This isn't just a quarter, it's a statement, a symbol of financial foresight, and a tangible asset that has proven its worth over decades. And while some may hesitate, fearing they missed the boat, the truth is, the demand for this coin has never been higher. Every auction, every private sale, pushes the price further into the stratosphere. One misstep and someone else secures a fortune that could have been yours. Here's where it gets really exciting. Imagine sitting on a coin so coveted that even billionaires would compete to acquire it. The thrill of possibility is intoxicating. But here's a question: are you prepared to act before it's too late? Because these coins do not linger, they vanish from collections overnight, quietly shifting hands in private deals worth more than most homes. And let's be honest, who wouldn't want a tangible asset that combines history, prestige, and near mythical financial value? It's not just money, it's power. And yes, I know what you're thinking: surely, this must be complicated to sell. But the reality is far simpler than you imagine. Experts and high-end coinbrokers are constantly on the lookout for coins like this. When the right quarter comes along, the sale is swift, often exceeding expectations. In fact, some sellers have watched their coins fetch prices that seemed impossible just years earlier. The excitement, the urgency, and the fear of missing out: this is not just a market, it's a race. And only those who recognize the value before the rest of the world will truly reap the rewards. Of now, you might wonder, how do I know my coin is the one worth a fortune? That's the $1 million, or should I say, $965,000 question. The truth is, it's all in the details: the mint mark, the condition, the provenance. And while the differences may seem subtle to the untrained eye, to collectors, they are monumental. One tiny flaw could diminish value, while one perfect strike could transform a simple quarter into a life-changing asset. This is where expertise meets opportunity, and timing is everything. So, here's the cliffhanger that will keep you on edge: there are reports of undiscovered 1986p mint mark quarters still circulating quietly in households across the country. The question is, could one of them be sitting in your drawer, waiting for its destiny to be realized? The potential is enormous, and the time to act is now. Because in the world of rare coins, hesitation is the enemy, and fortune favors the bold. As we close, remember this: the 1986p mint mark Washington quarter isn't just a coin. It's a story, a journey, a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to hold a tangible piece of history that carries both prestige and extraordinary wealth. The question isn't if it's valuable, it's how quickly you can recognize its power and claim your place in this rarefied world. So the next time you see a quarter, think twice. Because in the quiet gleam of silver, the gateway to nearly $1 million may be waiting for you. Imagine holding a small, seemingly ordinary coin in your hand, one you might have tossed into your pocket decades ago, only to discover it could unlock unimaginable wealth. The 1990p mint mark Washington quarter is exactly that kind of coin, a rare gem hiding in plain sight. While most quarters from that era circulate quietly in piggy banks or drawers, this specific mint mark variant is commanding attention in the collector's market, with recent valuations skyrocketing to an astonishing $979,000. Yes, nearly $1 million for a coin most people would casually drop under a couch cushion. But here's the question: could you be sitting on a fortune without even realizing it? Before you answer, consider this: every second you wait, someone else could be turning your ordinary coin into a life-changing treasure. And now, I know what you're thinking: a 1990 quarter worth almost $1 million? That's insane. But this isn't fantasy, it's the real, high-stakes world of rare coins. Collectors, investors, and numismatic experts alike are hunting these coins relentlessly. And here's a little secret that most people don't know: not every 1990p quarter will fetch this kind of value. Only those with a rare error or a specific condition can achieve this kind of astronomical price. That's where the thrill, the fear of missing out, and the excitement collide. Picture someone just like you, casually scanning their old coins, suddenly realizing that what they've held onto for decades is now worth a small fortune. What would you do in their place? Let's step back and understand what makes the 1990p Mint Mark Washington quarter extraordinary. Minted at the Philadelphia Mint, this coin stands out due to a combination of rarity, condition, and subtle errors that only the trained eye or sheer luck can detect. In the world of numismatics, these details aren't just trivia, they are the gateway to life-changing wealth. Imagine a coin that was produced in the millions, yet only a select few exist in this pristine, highly coveted form. The irony? Many of these coins were once dismissed as common or just another quarter. Today, those same quarters are being auctioned for nearly $1 million. And here's a fun twist: did you know some collectors actually check the edge of the coin under a magnifying glass while sipping their morning coffee, hoping for that aha moment? It sounds almost comical, but the stakes are incredibly real. And now, let's pause for a second. Have you ever wondered why something so small can hold such immense value? The answer lies in human desire, the thrill of owning what others cannot, the excitement of discovery, and the fear of missing a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. This is not just about money, it's about status, legacy, and the pride of owning a piece of history. And for those who act decisively, the rewards can be extraordinary. Imagine walking into your local coin shop casually, dropping this tiny quarter on the counter, and watching the expert's eyes widen in disbelief. "Where did you get this?" they ask, almost in shock. That moment, the realization that what you once thought was insignificant is now priceless, is nothing short of exhilarating. Pause and think, how many people in the world can honestly say they hold something worth nearly $1 million in the palm of their hand? Not many. And that's exactly why this coin is in such high demand. By the way, quick question: have you ever looked at a quarter and thought, this could change my life? If not, maybe it's time to start. Here's where it gets truly exciting. The market for rare coins like the 1990p Washington quarter is hotter than ever. Auctions are fierce, collectors are hungry, and investors know that timing is everything. If you've ever held onto coins, even casually, now is the time to take a closer look. The potential is extraordinary, but so is the urgency. Every day that passes without verification could mean missing out on your fortune, but how do you know if your coin is the one that could reach this incredible $979,000 valuation? That's where expertise comes in. Professional grading, authentication, and appraisal are critical steps to ensure you unlock the true value of your coin. It's a process that demands attention to detail, patience, and a keen understanding of the market, but for those who take the leap, the payoff is transformative. And here's the cliffhanger: among the countless 1990p quarters out there, only a handful will ever reach this level of demand. Could yours be one of them? The journey from ordinary pocket change to life-changing wealth starts with a single glance, a little curiosity, and the courage to explore. Don't let fear or hesitation hold you back. The opportunity is here, the moment is now, and the potential is beyond imagination. In the world of rare coins, fortunes are not given, they are discovered. The 1990p Mint Mark Washington quarter is more than metal and design, it is a symbol of possibility, a reminder that extraordinary value can hide in the most ordinary places. If you're holding one, or even thinking you might be, the next step could change everything. History has already proven that those who recognize opportunity, act with decisiveness, and embrace the thrill of discovery are the ones who turn a simple coin into a millionaire's dream. Could this be your story? If you want, I can also write a visual storyboard/timeline version for this script so that it perfectly matches a 10-minute faceless video, including where to place zoom-ins on coins, text overlays, subtle humor breaks, and cliffhanger moments. Imagine holding a small piece of history in the palm of your hand, a coin that could transform your life overnight. Sounds like a fantasy, right? But what if I told you that the 1979 Washington quarter dollar, yes, the very coin you might have casually tucked away in a drawer, has a current market value of $975,000? I know, it's almost unbelievable. And yet, this isn't a story about luck, it's about knowing what others overlook, recognizing hidden treasures in plain sight, and seizing the moment before someone else does. Let me take you on a journey that will make you see your old coins not just as forgotten currency, but as golden opportunities waiting to be unlocked. But here's a question: have you ever wondered why some coins, almost ordinary at first glance, suddenly skyrocket into the realm of millions? Stick with me, because by the end of this video, you might just find that the coin you've ignored for decades is more valuable than your entire savings account. The 1979 Washington quarter dollar might seem like any other coin in circulation, but hidden in its mint mark and rare surviving conditions lies a story of scarcity, collector obsession, and market frenzy. Only a handful of these coins exist in pristine, untouched condition, and that scarcity has collectors and millionaires competing aggressively to secure them. Imagine this: you walk past a coin you think is just spare change, while somewhere, someone is willing to pay close to $1 million for the very same coin. Can you feel that pang of urgency? That fear of missing out? Now, I know what you're thinking: a quarter? Really? And yes, I hear you, it almost sounds comical. But humor aside, history has proven time and again that the smallest items, when rare enough, can become the most prized treasures. In fact, many people dismiss coins like these daily, not realizing that just one coin could fund a dream vacation, pay off debt, or even secure a financial legacy. And here's the twist: the market isn't waiting. Every day, more collectors realize the rarity of the 1979 D, and the window to act is shrinking. So, what makes this coin so irresistible to buyers? It's a perfect storm of historical significance, minting anomalies, and demand from high net worth collectors who see value in tangible history. Unlike stocks or crypto, a coin like this is physical, portable, and indisputably rare. Imagine holding a quarter in your hand that millions desire, but only a few can ever own. That's the power of scarcity. And here's where the excitement skyrockets: the price isn't just climbing, it's exploding, and anyone who hesitates risks losing their chance forever. And here's a little secret: sometimes the rarest coins are hidden where you least expect. In a box of old change, a dusty drawer, even in your childhood piggy bank. Sounds like a treasure hunt, right? Well, it is. And every single day that passes, the value only grows, creating urgency that cannot be ignored. And now, let's bring it home. The 1979 Washington quarter dollar isn't just a coin, it's a key to possibility. It's an invitation to step into a world where your past collections, your forgotten coins, and even the ordinary objects in your home could become gateways to extraordinary wealth. Picture the thrill, the excitement, the undeniable satisfaction of realizing that something you overlooked could now change your life. But here's the cliffhanger that will keep you thinking long after this video ends: how many 1979 quarters are still out there, quietly waiting in drawers, piggy banks, and coin collections, ready to become the next $1 million story? Could one of them be yours? The truth is, the answer isn't just about luck, it's about action. And those who act fast, with knowledge and confidence, are the ones who will reap the rewards. So, as you reflect on this, ask yourself: are you ready to unlock the hidden value in your collection? Are you ready to turn history into fortune? Because opportunities like this don't wait, they vanish, leaving only stories of those who hesitated. And one thing is certain: in the world of rare coins, today's forgotten quarter could be tomorrow's legacy. If you want, I can also time it perfectly for 10 minutes, including pauses, pattern interrupts, and natural pacing so it keeps viewers glued until the end. It'll read almost like a cinematic voiceover script. Imagine holding in your hands a coin so rare, so extraordinary, that it could transform your financial life overnight. A coin that most collectors dream of, yet few ever see. Today, we're uncovering the secrets behind the 1980 Washington quarter, a coin whose current market value has reached an astonishing $977,000. Yes, you heard that right, nearly $1 million for a single quarter. Now, before you think this is just another rare coin story, let me tell you, this is a coin that's actively sought after by serious collectors, investors, and treasure hunters across the United States. And the question you need to ask yourself is: could one of these be sitting in your drawer, waiting to make you a millionaire? You might be wondering, how could a 1980 quarter, something I used to toss into the vending machine, be worth almost $1 million? Well, stay with me, because the answer is more thrilling than you might imagine. The 1980 Washington quarter was minted at the Philadelphia Mint, but here's the kicker: there's something extraordinarily unique about this coin that separates it from the thousands of others minted that year. It's not just the date or the mint mark, it's a combination of rarity, demand, and historical significance that has propelled this quarter into the stratosphere of coin collecting. In fact, while most quarters from 1980 are worth only their face value, the specific characteristics of this mint mark coin have created a frenzy among collectors. Now, I know what you're thinking: rare coins? That's niche. Is it really worth my attention? And here's where most people miss out: they don't realize that coins like this move fast, and every year that passes increases scarcity, which drives demand and price through the roof. Imagine discovering a coin in your old collection, only to find out that it's worth nearly $1 million. The fear of missing out is real, and it's precisely what fuels this market. Here's a little secret many people overlook: this coin doesn't just appeal to collectors. Investors see it as a hedge, a tangible asset that has withstood market fluctuations and continues to climb in value. And here's a humorous thought: while you were scrolling through your old coins thinking, it's just a quarter, someone else was quietly turning it into a life-changing investment. But here's where it gets even more intriguing: there's one tiny detail about this coin that could instantly multiply its value, and most people don't even know it exists. I won't reveal it just yet, because I want you to understand the full story first. You'll see why collectors are lining up, why dealers are scrambling, and why the 1980p Washington quarter has become the ultimate treasure hunt of the modern era. Let's take a journey into the history. The Washington quarter was first introduced in 1932 to honor our first president, and over the decades, it has become one of the most recognized and circulated coins in American history. But every now and then, a minting anomaly, a rare preservation, or a tiny production quirk can turn an ordinary quarter into something extraordinary. And the 1980p quarter is one of those rare jewels. It's not just a coin, it's a symbol of opportunity, a tangible piece of history, and a potential ticket to financial freedom. Now, here's the truth that dealers and collectors won't always shout about: the demand for this coin is insatiable. Every auction, every private sale, every high-end coin show reveals the same story: people are willing to pay top dollar because they know the supply is limited. And here's the kicker: you don't need to be a millionaire to find one, you need knowledge, timing, and a little bit of courage. Imagine this scenario: you find a 1980p Washington quarter in pristine condition, untouched by time. One phone call to a serious collector, and suddenly, you're negotiating a deal that could literally change your life. That's not a hypothetical dream, it's happening right now across the country. And the urgency is real. Every day you wait, another coin is snatched up, another opportunity passes. The excitement, the rush, the anticipation of discovering something valuable in your hands, it's a feeling like no other. So, what does this mean for you? Whether you're a seasoned collector or someone who simply treasures history, the 1980p Washington quarter represents a rare chance to own a piece of American heritage that's also an incredibly valuable asset. The moment to act is now, because coins like this don't wait, and neither should you. Keep your eyes open, study the details, and don't underestimate the power of a single quarter. And remember this: the next time you reach into your change jar, that ordinary-looking coin could be the start of an extraordinary journey. The 1980p Washington quarter isn't just money, it's history, it's opportunity, and yes, it's potentially life-changing. Stay curious, stay vigilant, and who knows? That simple quarter in your drawer could be the very coin that changes everything. If you want, imagine holding in your hand a coin that could instantly transform your life. A coin so rare, so sought after, that collectors and investors across the nation would give anything to own it. This isn't a story about ordinary coins you find in your change jar, it's about the 1996 Washington quarter dollar, a treasure that has quietly been gaining astronomical value, now estimated at a jaw-dropping $978,000. Yes, nearly $1 million for a coin that many once overlooked. But here's the kicker: most people don't even know they could be sitting on a fortune in their drawers. Have you ever wondered what it would feel like to discover hidden wealth in the most unexpected place? Hold on to that thought, because what I'm about to reveal could change the way you see your coin collection forever. The 1996 Washington quarter isn't just rare, it's legendary. Minted at the Denver Mint, its exceptional rarity comes from a unique combination of low circulation, meticulous minting details, and a series of subtle anomalies that only expert collectors can spot. What makes this coin truly priceless isn't just its age or its silver content, it's the story behind its scarcity. Each coin tells a silent tale of craftsmanship, history, and human oversight that, over decades, created something almost mythical in the coin world. And now, here's a question for you: how many people do you think are actively hunting for a 1996 today? The answer might shock you. tens of thousands of collectors scour auctions, online marketplaces, and private collections, driven by one shared goal: to secure a piece of history that could multiply their investment many times over. And yet, most investors overlook the subtle signs that differentiate a standard quarter from one that's worth nearly $1 million. Can you imagine passing over something that could change your financial future forever? Speaking of missed opportunities, think about this. There are people who have discovered these coins in the most unlikely places: forgotten envelopes, old collections in basements, even inside jars that hadn't been touched for decades. And while that might sound like a story from a treasure hunt movie, it's 100% real. Which brings me to a critical question: could your own collection be hiding a 1996 D that someone else would pay a fortune for? But here's the part that most people don't realize. Coins like the 1996 D Washington quarter aren't just valuable, they're in extremely high demand. Auctions see these coins vanish within minutes, and private sales often involve collectors willing to offer near $1 million without hesitation. This is not a slow, predictable market, it's fast, fierce, and absolutely unforgiving to those who hesitate. Every day that passes, more collectors are entering the hunt, and the opportunity to secure a piece of this legendary coin is slipping away. So, what should you do if you suspect you have a 1996 D in your collection? First, don't panic, but don't delay. Have your coin appraised by a reputable expert who understands the subtle markers of rarity. And remember, timing is everything. Waiting too long could mean missing out on an opportunity that might never come again. And before we close, here's a thought to leave you with: sometimes, the most extraordinary treasures are hiding in plain sight, silently waiting for the right person to recognize their value. Could that person be you? Could your next coin discovery be the one that turns your collection into a life-changing fortune? Because at the end of the day, the 1996 D Washington quarter isn't just a coin. It's a key to history, prestige, and unprecedented financial opportunity. And the question that remains is simple: are you ready to see if you already hold that key in your hands? If you want, I can also craft a version with precise timestamps and pacing for visuals, sound effects, and pattern interrupt humor to make the 10-minute video flow perfectly for maximum engagement. Imagine holding a coin in your hand that could turn your life upside down in the best way possible. A coin that has the power to transform years of careful saving into an instant fortune. Today, we're diving into one of the most coveted treasures of the numismatic world, the 1967 no-mint mark Washington quarter. But this isn't just any quarter, it's a coin that collectors are literally willing to pay nearly $1 million for today. Yes, $976,000. Can you feel the excitement? Hold on tight, because by the end of this video, you might be looking at your change jar in a completely different way. Let's set the stage. The year is 1967. The United States is in the midst of change, the world is shifting, and yet in the quiet corners of the mint, coins were being produced without the markings that today make them exceptionally rare. The 1967 Washington quarter was already significant, but the no-mint mark variety? That's where the magic begins. Most quarters from this era bear the mint mark that ties them to their place of creation: Philadelphia, Denver, or San Francisco. But the ones without a mint mark are a silent rarity, a whisper from history telling us, only a few like me exist. And this is where fear meets opportunity. Every day, countless coins are spent, lost, or tucked away in drawers, and with each passing moment, the chance to claim a piece of this hidden fortune slips away. Here's where your pulse should really start racing. This 1967 no-mint mark Washington quarter isn't just rare, it's in insanely high demand. Collectors, investors, and coin enthusiasts across the country are scouring estates, flea markets, and safety deposit boxes, all hunting for this specific piece. Why? Because its value has skyrocketed to $976,000. That's not just a number, it's the life-changing, retire today kind of wealth. Now, I know what you're thinking: a quarter? Really? And that's the beauty of it. The ordinary becomes extraordinary, and the mundane suddenly holds secrets that only a select few can uncover. And speaking of secrets, did you know there's a subtle detail in the design that can make one of these coins worth even more? Stick around, because I'll reveal that in just a moment. It's a detail that could make the difference between a six-figure find and $1 million jackpot. Before we go deeper, quick question: when was the last time a quarter made you this nervous, this excited, or this rich in imagination? Exactly. Most of us toss them in the cup on the counter without a second thought. But what if that same coin was quietly sitting in your pocket, ready to rewrite your story? Crazy, right? But it happens more often than you think. Now, here's the part most people overlook: timing. Coins like the 1967 no-mint Mark Washington quarter aren't just valuable, they're fleeting. With every auction, every private sale, and every estate discovery, the opportunities shrink. The clock is ticking, and the market is hotter than ever. But imagine this: somewhere, right now, a coin like this could be gathering dust in a forgotten drawer, waiting for someone savvy enough to recognize it. Could that someone be you? Could today be the day you stumble upon a quarter that changes everything? And here's the cliffhanger: there's an even rarer subset of this coin that could exponentially increase its value. It's a detail so subtle, so easily overlooked, that even seasoned collectors sometimes miss it. I'll leave you with this thought: the next time you see a 1967 Washington quarter without a mint mark, pause. Look closely. Because you may be holding the kind of wealth most people only dream about. So, what's the takeaway? Every coin has a story, but only a few have the power to write your next chapter in gold, or nearly $1 million, in this case. Don't dismiss the ordinary. Don't wait for someone else to spot the opportunity first. Your treasure might already be in your hands. And remember, in the world of rare coins, fortune favors the bold, the curious, and the vigilant. Will you be the one to claim it?